there, everybody, and welcome to Robidoux Row's live stream here on Independence Day week. Today we're going to do a special conversation about what Independence Day is, why is it important, why is it July 4th, and when did it become a national holiday, and how did it affect Joseph Robidoux. We're going to tell you a little bit about some fun facts about the holiday today, as well as some fun facts about our founding fathers, and if July 4th really should be Independence Day. After all that, we'll talk to you a little bit about what's going on here at the Row and some of our fun, interesting exhibits that I think you might see a peek over my shoulder of. And we'll see what we're doing today. So I'm going to hand it over to Brooke, and she can tell us a little about the history of Independence Day.
Hi, thank you for the introduction. And so we're going to just dive right into it. July the 2nd, 1776. The anniversary is near.
And by near, we mean today.
Yes. Congressional Congress actually voted to declare independence from Britain on July the 2nd. It was adopted 2 days later, which would have been July the 4th, by marking the adoption of the ringing of the Liberty Bell in the Independence Hall at Philadelphia. There was a lot in the making of this. Thomas Jefferson was a gifted writer. He wasn't very good at his speeches, but he was actually tasked to draft the Declaration of Independence with the aid of a drafting committee who John Adams and Ben Franklin were also present too. And you kind of had a trivia question, right?
So John Adams is a fascinating character in history. So while we all view July 4th as Independence Day, John Adams actually believed July 2nd was Independence Day, as you said, when they first drafted the document.
Yeah.
To the point where he would deny going to July 4th events while he was president.
You gave him like an invitation to a party? No.
Yeah, if it wasn't on July 2nd or not the 4th for Independence Day, he wouldn't go. Another fun fact about both Adams and Thomas Jefferson is they actually died on the same day.
Whoa.
Now, this day is a very special day. It was actually July 4th, 1826, which is the exact 50th year anniversary of the first Independence Day, or the signing of the Declaration of Independence. So apparently the universe didn't agree with John Adams.
Yeah, and he actually drafted the Declaration of Independence on a laptop.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wait. No. Okay, what are you talking about?
It was a small desk you could sit on your lap.
Okay. That makes more sense. I was concerned that my whole history lesson studio life was wrong.
Yeah. Okay, so we have a lot of people's names flying about. We have John Adams, we have Ben Franklin, we have Thomas Jefferson. Okay, so it's been drafted, right? And then here comes John Hancock, right? So we got John Hancock in the room, and then we have Charles Thompson, the Secretary of Congress at this point. These two guys sign it on the 2nd. Two guys, that's it, out of 56. And because there was so much space on this piece of paper at the bottom, John Hancock literally writes as big as humanly possible for his signature, not knowing that the other, however, some signers, I guess 55 minus
signers.
1, would sign really teeny tiny small. And so the running joke, or the tale that was told, that became kind of larger than life with this story, was that he signed his name so large because he wanted to make sure that fat old King George could read his signature without the use of his spectacles. But in reality, it was he just wrote really large and didn't realize that there would be teeny tiny signatures after him. The fun fact about this was that all these other signers did not sign by July 4th. 1776, nor were they in the same room at the same time. So there was an official signing that took place on August the 2nd, 1776. So men came in and signed, we got signatures as best we could, but it wasn't until several months later, the last person to sign, Thomas McKean, was the last person to sign in January 1777. That was an entire 7 months after the document had been approved by Congress. There were people that actually opted out of signing. I know Robert Livingston was one of the 5 original drafters who actually opted out signing this. This was a time where the American Revolutionary War was taking place. This was 1775 to 1783. There was some division that was taking place in ideology. There was some people that were pro-revolution, and then you still had a few that redacted and didn't want to take part. I know that Robert Livingston didn't feel as though America was ready for being on their own. So I just want to mention Thomas Jefferson a little bit. Just because he was such a big role in this and how the country developed a little bit. He was the president, obviously, from 1800 to 1809. And he obviously facilitated a lot of this Declaration of Independence drafting. He was an instrumental. He was obviously part of Virginia legislation before that. And when he became the president, the American Revolutionary War was still happening, right? Mm-hmm. It ended in 1883. And then the Declaration of Independence was in 1777. So he, became the president while the Revolutionary War was going on. And he actually, some of his policies, he was a Democrat-Republican. And so our definition of Republican and Democrat is a little turned upside down during those time frames because it meant the exact opposite of what a lot of it means today, yep. Right? So he thought that governments should have a limited role in citizens' lives. During this time frame, just in general in America. And maybe this was a response to Great Britain. Maybe this was an accumulation of years being under colonial control. So maybe that was part of his policy. This was also during a time frame where you have Lewis and Clark expedition. He was a president under that. The expansion of territories, the Louisiana Purchase. So he was doing a lot during his presidency. Definitely. So that's just a side note. What kind of political climate were we in at that time during the Revolutionary War, during the Declaration of Independence time? And we just kind of wanted to talk a little bit about some fun facts. I know that you had talked about John Adams a little bit, right? And what was a fun fact about John Adams?
Well, like we were talking about, John Adams didn't believe in the 4th of July.
Yes,
he believed in July 2nd.
Yeah, yeah.
I know we were also going to talk a little bit about...
Which has been a stigma ever since, like the real 4th of July. When should 4th of July actually be celebrated and honored, right? So the adoption, going back to John Adams... there was ideas about when the celebration should actually occur, and him actually turning down people asking him to come to their parties. Mm-hmm. So the whole time frame where the Declaration of Independence became a holiday, became something of a celebration, dates back to 1777 with fireworks. However, it hasn't become a federally recognized holiday until 18 70.
Yes.
1870. And then what year?
So, well, just before then, though, around 1812, when you're talking the War of 1812, it really became another kind of nationalist moment. People would celebrate it, just not legally.
It wasn't a federal holiday. Yeah.
And then following 1870, it did become a federal holiday, which for our area here means we're not sure what Joseph did on the 4th of July.
Yeah.
Because there probably was celebrations in the area, as it was the frontier, and we know there were some celebrations around this area during that era, during Independence Day.
He could have been drinking rum.
But he may have chosen not to be involved because when he was born, the country wasn't even a thing. He was born before Independence Day. He was 16 years old traveling in 1799 when the country was barely a thing. Thomas Jefferson hadn't even been a president yet when he was fur trading. And so you don't see a lot of history telling us whether Joseph was involved with the 4th of July or not. I'm sure he was, especially later in his life when the city started growing in the 1860s. But early, he may not have.
It could have very well have been parades, fireworks, a lot of rum. I know that some of the statistics have shown that people drank twice as much rum. Rum was a big thing for some reason. But some other fun facts you had about hot dogs.
So yeah, as Brooke said, we do have a very special question of the day for you guys here today.
Ooh.
We want to know how many hot dogs will be consumed in the United States on the 4th of July.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to be nice to you guys and say the closest is going to win a prize. Now, if you're spot on, I might be calling you because you're obviously a psychic.
Yeah.
Because this number is going to be really hard for someone to get spot on. But if you get closest, we'll definitely get you a prize. We'll get in touch with you, and we'll get you set up with something. So, but I know, Brooke, you had some other interesting facts about modern day 4th of July.
Yes, and all those pyros out there might like this fact. American Pyrotechnics Association estimates that people on average will spend $1 billion on fireworks just this year alone.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
Okay, so obviously fireworks are dangerous. So does that mean there's a lot of growth in hospital visits then?
Yes, that's another thing. Booming business. It is also estimated over June and July, just alone with fireworks, obviously, hospital room visits are primarily by men.
Just throw that second back over. Just say so. Obviously with those fireworks, there normally is danger. So is there more hospital visits happen then?
Oh my goodness! Tell me about it. I'll tell you about it. June and July alone, up to 70% are hospital emergency room visits done by just men alone. So 70% of fireworks-related accidents and injuries are by men coming in.
Wow.
So what does that say?
That's an insane stat.
Yes, it is. The other real fun fact, and I'm in violation of this alone, you can decide if you are also, are you violating the law? It is a violation to use the likeness of the flag in anything. You got a t-shirt, you got swim trunks, what else? Do you have a cap with the American flag on it? No. You are breaking the law. Yeah.
Wow, I did not know that. We'll have to get rid of all my flag shirts.
Yes. Yes.
Well, so that
I have a beach towel.
That was a little bit about the 4th of July / Independence Day. Obviously, I don't think we've gotten to the bottom of the mystery of should it be August 2nd. Maybe even should be that January date that you mentioned. Because
what date should it be?
So you tell us what you think it should be. Maybe it should be all 4. We could just have all kinds of hot dogs all the time.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a hint for how many hot dogs you should guess. But now I want to tell you a little bit about what's going on here at the Row itself. So we do, like last week we talked about, have a brand new exhibit on steam power. It's really amazing. Talks about steam trains, steamboats, and just all the steam-related stuff. And as well as we talked with last week with Kathy Reno, Steam to Steam is an event we're involved with. We're excited to have you guys come out and see all the great stuff we have. Soon there should be some schedules coming out, so definitely keep an eye out for those. And also keep an eye out on Allied Arts Council's website, because we're going to be doing some Facebook Lives with them, I think.
There's going to be some fun activities.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about the archery.
Definitely. Along with that, of course, we still have the Oregon-California Trail Association exhibit. It's mostly finished. We got some cool signage up now, and we have some muslin up over the top of the actual wagon that you guys have seen.
We have a wagon inside this building.
Yes, so come and see that. That's so fascinating.
Specially built to be inside this building.
Bring your kids and grandkids, because it's a great exhibit for them to check out. Of course, we are going to have a whole bunch of other exhibits coming out soon. And of course, every week we do have the Facebook Live here. And along with that, we do have our great gift shop. We've been constantly trying to cull some new items for you guys. Moonlight Leather has been cool enough to keep their items here, so come buy some from them. Celebrate America with their amazing leather products that would make your 4th of July just better. And along with that, we got books. We still have those magnets. Those are going fast. You definitely need to get out here and grab the Beaver magnet and the Joseph magnet. You don't want to miss out on those products. They're definitely worth your time to get them. So we definitely want to see you guys come by here. Of course, we're open Wednesday through Saturday from 10 to 4. So come see us. Come enjoy what we're doing.
One thing I should mention, we do have an event rental space here.
Yes.
We fill up quite regularly, but I just wanted to let people know, in case you're looking for a venue, we do have a space.
Yeah. It's an amazing space, and it's a really good price. So give us a call, an email,
text,
whatever you're needing. Send it, talk to us, because I think this is a great space for any party you're going to have. So
garden area.
Thanks so much for joining us here on the 4th of July. Be safe.
It is the 4th of July.
I don't want to hear any of you guys blowing up or burning down your houses. So be safe. Join us again here next week when we start talking about some more of the great history of St. Joseph. I believe next week we have a special message on one of the men who made St. Joe, who doesn't get the honor he deserves for all that he did for our town.
Ooh, who is it?
Well, you'll have to find out next week when we come back here. So thanks so much for joining us. You guys have a great day.
Bye.